Okay, well, good morning. Thank you so much for joining us here on Co-working Live. We are very excited to be um, on the go, but still here with co-working and having everyone available to jump in and assist us here as we're going to be talking about standard operating procedures as promised. And so we kind of started this last week this time where we were really sharing with you all different types of softwares and ways that you could record your standard operating procedures in a video. And so we used a particular software last week called InVideo .ai and or IO, and it was a really brief show of how you could jump into that software, record a particular process, and have the AI show what it is that needs to be done. We even showed how AI can connect with your website and look through your website and find certain things and create the video and put that together in a very professional way. And if you're using the free version, it will have a watermark. And if you're not using the free version, the watermark will be removed. And so today we're going to talk about how you can record your screen and show a process that you may be using every day for people who are working with you. Sometimes it may happen that you have contractors or new employees, and you need to be able to show them how to get into your website or how to get into maybe you're using a service online, and in your account, the way that you have it structured, it has to be accessed a particular way. And so it's very, very important that you have a streamlined method for demonstrating these processes to your contractors and employees, but sometimes it also comes to bear that you have to show clients how to do a particular thing. And so based on that, what you can do is you can document these processes using software and then make them available on your website or in an email. You can send a link, or you can put it even in OneDrive or iCloud or some other cloud drive, and people can access the processes that way. So there are many, many ways to get this done. But the thing that I want to make sure that you understand is that you want to position yourself so that you have documented standard procedures that people can access at any given time so that you will have a streamlined set of processes for your company. So, with that being said, I have with us today Javon Freeman from Divine Lux Properties. She also works as um, she also works with us here at Red Worldwide. And so she's going to be sharing some ways that you can utilize your screen to document procedures if you're on a PC. And I'll be sharing what it looks like on a Mac and or on a tablet device. And I want to make sure that you have options. Okay. So sometimes people, are putting things together, and the people that are working with them are mobile. They have a mobile device that they're using. And so, with that said, you want to make sure that you are documenting the processes in a way that is easy for people to access. So, Javon, are you ready? Are you there?
I'm ready. I didn't know that I was gonna be doing it on a PC.
Oh, no
So
worries. You can do that.
I
You could start with the Mac and then we'll move to PC.
okay, because I have the okay.
If
Okay.
you have the Mac up, then we'll start with the Mac.
Good morning, everyone. I'm gonna go over with you how to screen record on your iOS device or your PC. Now, most of the time when I'm doing this, I'm using my phone. I use my phone pretty much for everything. But when it comes to when it comes to doing the screen recording to, particularly walk somebody through something, be it your procedures or your processes. If you're using a computer, most of the operating systems have it built in to be able to screen record for you. So what I've done is I've gotten together, just to simplify it, some short keys, just so that, if you're using a PC or you're using a Mac, it makes it pretty much seamless for you to be able to screen record and save your
So
processes.
Divine, let me ask a question quickly because some people may not know what short keys are. So can you explain to us what short keys are?
So short keys are keys on the keyboard that you can press for it to respond and do what you want it to do for you. So instead of trying to figure it out with going to several different programs, you can push a certain amount of keys at one time that will begin the process for you. Just for example, let me share my screen with you really quickly so I'm going to give you an example. Because I'm not sure what type of computer everyone is using. My primary daily driver is a MacBook Pro. So the short keys are pretty easy to use for the most part with this one because it's only 3 keys. It gets kind of a little more complex when it comes to using the Windows 11. Excuse me. Okay, so I'm sharing my screen now. I'm just trying to move some things around really quickly here. Okay. Okay, sharing my screen. Do I have permission to share? Because I'm having a little trouble here. Okay, here we go.
I've made you the host so you can share.
Okay. Ignore my screen. It is a little bit of a disarray because I have a lot going on. But just for example, let me see if I can pull something up here. Okay, so I just have Google Bard up here. And I'm going to just grab something in Google Bard real quick just to give an example. So I'm gonna initiate screen record on my Mac. So the short keys for this is going to be your Command, Shift, and the number 5. Now, if you can see here, my cursor is now a camera, so it's going to record everything as far as what we're talking about today and as well as what's on my screen. So you'll see where it asks, which part of the screen you want to capture. You can do your entire screen. You can do a capture section of your window. So let's just grab anything. So if I click on anything on my screen, it's going to light it or make it turn blue. And if I click on it, it's just going to get that portion of my screen. With this, you can pretty much carve it out yourself. For example, if you don't want everybody seeing your screen, for me, I always have 12 different pictures and things all over my screen of stuff that I'm doing for the week. So for me, I would probably just cover the majority of the screen, which I got rid of the majority of the stuff that I had on my screen before I got on. But it allows you to measure out how much of your screen you want to show. And then, of course, you can record your entire screen. And then you also can record another, like a portion of it, like I just showed you a moment ago. It also gives you other options as well to choose from. And you can just take a video of your documents, your email, your messages, video, pretty much all of the above. So if you're walking your employees through or potential clients through your processes and your procedures, you can record exactly what that process and procedure is this way. So as you can see, If I click the record button here, it will start recording. So that's pretty much it. So I can just stop it here. And that's how you're going to record in the corner. As you can see, this is what I recorded a moment ago. 1 second here. I just had it a moment ago. It just disappeared. Okay. So it disappeared. I'm not sure what happened. I clicked on it and it just moved around. But that was just the example of what, your screen recording would look like on your Apple device. Now, I also have a PC, and I'm going to have to go through a little bit additional with this one because I am going to have to remote into my computer so that I can show you how to do it on a PC. Now, the good thing is the majority of the time here recently, Apple has always had the ability within the last, I want to say, 10 years to do your screen recording feature. Recently, Microsoft just added it to Windows 11. So now you have short keys to be able to do that as well. So let's see here. I'm going to stop sharing my screen briefly. Okay,
And Javon, while
so
you're doing that, make sure that you guys are, if you really need to get the short key
I can
explanation.
put the short keys in the chat, so
I was
you'll
going to
be able
say,
to
why don't you
grab
guys
them.
just, prompt Javon to give us a short key cheat sheet, because she's always been good about
Oh,
giving us
that's
a cheat
great.
sheet. Yeah,
We
so
can
giving us
definitely do that too. It's only two. I mean, there's other services that you can purchase that can allow you to screen record, but for the most part, we're going to go the free route and not have to spend anything, which is just using something that comes along with the computer that you purchase. So I could go over a few different options with that. Most I know for me, I have an iPhone, so it's pretty easy, to do the screen record feature. Let me see if I can mirror my screen here and share it with you. Um, Let me see if I can mirror my screen. Oh, okay, I can. Okay, girl. Um, okay, let me share my screen again and then I'll mirror my screen. Okay. So just in case you're not aware of how to screen record on your phone, um, put a thumbs up if you can in the chat, if you have an iPhone. Okay, good. Okay, so I got one thumbs up that I could see. Okay, so let's see, share screen again. And then I want to share my desktop one more time, and then I'm going to screen mirror. Okay, so screen mirror to my Pro. Can everyone see my screen? I'm not sure if you can or not. So if you scroll to the right end of your phone, you'll have at the bottom, this button here will allow you to screen record. If you push the button, let me see, let me go back to it. When you push the button, it starts to record 3, 2, 1. And then you can go back to doing what you were doing. And the screen recording. In the corner, it will stay red until you're done screen recording. Once you're done, you click stop. And then it saves to your photos. And that's just on the iPhone. So let's stop
So
here.
let me just say this about utilizing the iPhone. A lot of times, people who you're working with will be on their phone doing a particular process or procedure, especially if they're in the field. So when you're working with somebody that's in the field and you need to make sure they understand how to use your apps that you use, or how to get into an account to download documents, or how to process, a particular application that might be pertinent to you completing a transaction, how to receive the payment, how to make sure they are giving out an invoice. Those things can be recorded on the screen using your phone, so the people that are actually doing this can see what it is that they will normally have to go through in order to be able to process that same procedure that you have been doing all along. So this is really a good way to document the procedures. And again, you can send it over to people in an email, or you can put it up on YouTube and make it unlisted and then send them the links if you want them to view it there. Or you could use the software that we talked about a couple of weeks ago called VidGuide and make it available, in your account there, where people can log in and see the actual procedures. Okay, so I just wanted to share that, and I'll hand it back over to Javon.
Okay, I'm still with you. I'm trying to pull up my PC now to remote into my computer to show you guys the short keys for screen recording on the PC.
While she's doing that, if you have Android, then, and with the Android, you can also do screen recording. We just don't have an Android to share today for your viewing pleasure. So we'll bring an Android to the co-working next week, so that you all will have an opportunity to see how it works with Android. But we wanted to make sure that you have at least just the bare minimum to understand that you can record your processes and procedures using a tablet. If you're in the Apple ecosystem, it's really simple because everything is available there. You may have to add additional software depending on the type of phone you have, because sometimes, even though you might have Android, certain features may not be available to all phones. So I just wanted to share that and make sure that everybody. Just a show of hands, how many of you guys have PC over instead of an app and an Apple device?
I have both.
Okay. So
I have
I know
an Android phone.
you have an Android phone and you have
Yeah.
an iPad, correct?
I have an iPad, yeah.
Okay. Oh, Gloria Santiago says, I have both. Okay, well, you blessed one. You can wait for Javon to share her screen and she can show you how to do this.
It's great.
Having some
Thank you.
technical difficulties on my side. It's not allowing me to remote into my computer. It's sitting next to me, but it's gonna be really hard for you guys to see my screen. It's not,
Okay. Well, if
I'm
we
not
have to,
able
we
to
can,
remote in.
when we share next week about showing the Android phone, we can probably show the PC at that time, and then you can
Yeah,
log in from your PC and demonstrate it that way instead of trying to remote
yeah.
in from.
Yeah, because
you know.
I logged in from my Mac this morning. So I have the computer next to me, but it's gonna be difficult to put it where you guys can see my screen.
No worries. We'll just share it next week. But can you kind of talk them through, where they might go on the computer, or if they're doing it with Windows 11, and if they're doing it with Windows 10, do you know the software that they
Yeah,
might?
I have the short keys for it. It's pretty simple.
So what are the short keys?
I'm getting them right now. I have them in my notes. I'm so glad I'm a note taker. Whew. I'm telling you. Let me see. Okay, so the short keys for Windows 11, let's see. You're gonna choose the Windows logo key and the number, I'm sorry, the letter G. It's gonna open up your game bar. You also can use for like a 30 or for like the last 30 seconds of the recording, you're going to click the Windows key again, the Alt button, and then G, and that will record the last 30 seconds of what you're choosing. And then it's going to, let's see, you can change the amount of time of the recording through the game bar and the settings. So let's see, a short key to start the recording without having to go through all of the stuff I gave you in the beginning is going to be the Windows key, your Alt button, and R. And then it's going to start recording, and you use the same short keys to stop the recording.
Okay. Well, that seems very simple, but we'll give you a demonstration of it next week when we get online. And that way people can, have the visual of understanding exactly what happens when you press those short keys, what pops up, and how the screen will look when it's being recorded. I know there's an indicator for PC as well, just like how on the Mac it turns your camera button on the left red. I believe there's also an indicator, and I just don't know what the color is. It's been a while since I've used PC to do any screen
Yeah,
recording,
I use it
but
often, but
I know
not
that
really
it's
with
there.
that feature. I don't use that feature for it. Also, if you want to like another option to be able to record your screen, there is an app called or a software called OBS. Um, that allows you to do screen capture and do the recording. And then it also allows you to stream as well. If you were doing like uploading it to like a YouTube or doing like a YouTube live like we're doing right now, you can share your screen and do it through screen capture that way.
Wonderful. So let me just share this before we close today. When you're doing webinars or trainings where you're training people how to use your softwares or how to complete a particular process. I know when I was in mortgage, we did this a lot where we would, record ourselves as we were going through a particular process with our loan processors. And so being able to share the video of what it is that you go from beginning to end on a loan process really could help you get people trained a lot faster instead of you having to train people individually. So you can record you doing it one time and having it available in your library of trainings could make it so that you can have people go back and watch video number 1A32 or video number 1A33. That gives you a way of making sure that the documentation is there for people to learn how to work in your company a lot quicker. So these are things that small businesses may not have been thinking about that they have the ability to do at the same rate as the large conglomerates. And you can document your process and procedures. You can make this process something that is memorialized, and it does make your company more valuable when everything is not in your head and people know how to go and get what it is that they need, on demand. And so I just wanted to make sure I shared that. Are there any questions or thoughts, about what we've shared today as we are getting ready to wrap up? Okay.
Everything looks pretty good.
It's always me. I'm sorry. Go ahead. Go ahead.
That's
I'm
okay.
sorry.
It's okay. Go ahead.
Go ahead, somebody.
Well, I was going to say that I love that last statement, that everything is not in your head and that they can actually see the process, because sometimes in my head, I'm like, okay, I know what I'm doing, but actually showing someone via the computer, it takes away all the wording that I need to put in there, So I like that thought, not being in your head and being able to show people what's actually in your head, the process, right?
I couldn't hear.
Yeah, I think that is amazing. And, you know, it is true. Sometimes when you're trying to explain it and people don't have the context of seeing the video, it doesn't, you know, resonate with them and they don't get the procedure exactly right. And so by having a video or pictures, it does give them a really good visual so they can follow the process along in a way that it truly makes sense. Yeah. Okay. So was there someone else that had a comment or a question?
I was saying it's really good. Going through mortgage training. And they're teaching us that AI part, what she's doing, recording everything and then post it and do things. So thank you. It's really helpful.
Wonderful.
It works
Okay,
really well.
well, we look forward to seeing you guys give us some examples once you start utilizing it. I'd love to be able to have a day where everyone, it's a show and tell. So you can share with us what you're doing. But in the meantime, we will continue this next week, Thursday, so that you can have the ability to see what it is that you can do with your other types of devices, the PC-based devices and Androids. And so that's going to be what we talk about. And we'll also jump into using VidGuide and some different types of software that will allow you to store your videos so that you can take advantage of everything that you have recorded. Okay, well, this has been Red Worldwide with Co-working Live. We will see you again next time.
So I stopped my video. I'm still here.
I think she was through. I think I lost it. Everybody else is gone
Yeah.
and got
Yeah.
like 7 minutes left. Oh my goodness. I'm so tired, Kevin.